Hello twin flame friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. Thank you so much guys for those of you that joined me on the live meditation last night. I hope you really enjoyed it. It was a really chilled, relaxing session. I did some readings afterwards, which was really lovely to catch up with you guys, demonstrate some twin flame connection checks. That meditation is still live. It's not too late to go ahead and do it. It's always a good time to do a moon meditation, so check it out. I'm going to leave it public for probably until this evening, at which point I will make it available only to those with a link. So if you want to save it to watch it another time, then do go ahead and save the link so that you can find your way back to it. It's the first meditation where I've done where I'm actually facing you, mainly because my phone wouldn't work for the YouTube live stream last night, so I would have had it kind of faced on my desk for the readings and stuff, but that didn't work out, so I felt a bit of a plonker talking to the screen, if I'm really honest, but it worked out quite nicely, and I'm really grateful to those of you that came along. So hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. It's so lovely to have you join us, and big love and thanks to all of my existing subscribers, especially those of you that have been with me from the beginning. You're all such sweet treats. I love you guys. These lunar eclipse energies are intense, huh? I did update Instagram today with a mini reading for the post-lunar eclipse DM and DF energies. So go over there and check that out. But today we're going to do a pick a pile for a post-lunar eclipse energy update. I'm not going to do my usual past, present, future. We're going to take a closer look at, you know, what kind of things this lunar eclipse has brought up. For each of you, what the connecting energies are, and what you need to do to move forward. So according to the cards I pulled earlier, the changes that will transpire as a result of this lunar eclipse are going to take some time to settle and to fully integrate. So you're going to need to be really patient, not just with yourself but with your DM as well. So yeah, we're going to take a deeper look today. Before I start, please check out my friend Kayla at Wicked Virgo. I keep meaning to give her a shout out. She's absolutely amazing. What I love about Kayla, we're quite different as readers. We do reading swaps, her and I, but what I love about her is she's super duper accurate with the things I'm not. So like, I'm not good at dates, timings, that kind of stuff, but she knows. She knows when you're going to get contact. She knows, you know, she can really dig deep into the feelings of the situation. She's very, very good. So go and check out her channel. She is featured on my featured page, but just for today, in case you're struggling to find it, I'll put a link in the description box below as well. So let's do this. Part one. We've got this beautiful piece of amethyst, and I did show this on Instagram, but I'm going to show you guys because this has been for sale. I sell crystals, and this one's been for sale for a really long time. I hope you can see this. If you look here, there's this little tiny symbol, and it's kind of buried deep, and there's also 3 points here which reminded me of these lights that me and my energy healing friends, my SRT friends, we see when we're looking at the twin flame connection. We call them the lights of purpose. They represent you know, what your kind of divine twin mission is. It's really powerful. But this crystal with its amazing symbol, I'm really embarrassed that I can't remember the name of the symbol, but we looked it up, and it is actually a twin symbol related to Saint Germain, who is of course the patron saint of twins. So needless to say, it is no longer for sale, and I'm keeping it. But this has been in my possession for ages, and I didn't notice that incredible symbol contained within it. It's just madness. Love this journey. It's so magical. Okay, it's part one. Let's have a look at what the post-lunar eclipse energy are. This has been such a powerful full moon for us. Of course, we are heading towards Lionsgate, which is opening up a massive, massive galactic portal, which is going to really trigger all of us. But, you know, this is a big time for awakenings. We're seeing the vibration of the planet rise, and that is a scientific fact. Go and look up the Schumann resonance even. It's quite fascinating to observe how that works. And I really do feel like more and more people are waking up in these last 2 years. There's just been such a dramatic shift. My awakening was last year on the 11th of January, and of course 2018 was an 11 year. So we saw a tremendous amount of twins meeting last year and realising that they were twins, and we're seeing a ton of DMs and wake up this year, so it's really fascinating. Okay, let's do this. Just tune in. Deep breaths. We're going to pick a moon card for the significator. Just going to move these back a little bit. And of course, I'm using the High Tarot by my lovely friend Dan Francis. He's currently got a Kickstarter campaign to launch this tarot deck, so do go along and look. The link to the Kickstarter campaign and to his Insta is in the description box below. He's amazing. Love this deck. I'm really enjoying using it. Wow. New moon in Capricorn. DM. Sorry, this is for the DF. Your hard work is paying off. Powerful. Of course, we've just had a full moon in Capricorn. Your commitment is being tested for the DM. First quarter moon. So these are really powerful energies. For a lot of you divine feminines, of course, this hard work paying off pertains to all the healing you've been doing. So if you've chosen this pile, chances are that you're really working quite hard to heal self, and you're really beginning to feel the benefits of that. You're beginning to feel much more aligned, much more calm, and less overwhelmed by the emotional triggers that have been surfacing. So if you found this lunar eclipse period, you know, not easy, but if you found, you know, if you've navigated it gracefully, you can give yourself a big pat on the back, because this was really testing energies. And, you know, it's been felt all the way through the collective. I know from speaking to my own divine feminine friends who are really highly evolved and, you know, healed divine feminines, that we're all feeling it, me included. Had a good old cry last night after the meditation, got it all out. I have found that the more I heal, the easier and more swift it is to move through the triggers. And I was definitely triggered with fear of loss, really, which I'm working through, not just from this life, but from past lives. Really interesting to know, actually, that, you know, we're not just purging all our karma and wounds from this life. It's stuff that we've carried over as well. So, let's see what's going down here. How are you guys feeling? What's happening in your connection since this lunar eclipse? How are you feeling today? What do you need to know to move forward? This is really beautiful. Oh my God, I love this deck so much. Dan, if you're watching, I love your deck so much. It's so cool. Oh. And I'm going to take this one because that also turned over. Wow. This is really powerful, guys. Okay. We're going to get some Oracle cards as well. Really drawn to the Work Your Light Oracle today. I think this is a lovely one when it comes to healing and understanding what we need to do to move forward. We've had a lot of starseed and Pleiadian stuff. Look, we've got Lemuria for the divine feminine. Lots of really galactic cards coming out for our divine masculines lately. And with this Lion's Gate, this galactic portal opening. Oh, some of these are upside down. That's, and I'm just shuffling them upside down. That's really, you know, really powerful. Look, starseed at the bottom of the deck. Big signs. So a lot of you, you know, have come to us from other realms, other planets, to help roll out this twin flame mission, which is, of course, to raise the vibration of the planet and roll out a new love template. It's about teaching self-love, because we have a global epidemic of love, self-love deficit. Most people do not love themselves. Us twins are the lucky ones that get to learn this first, so that we can teach others. It really is a beautiful mission. Right, here's the Whispers of Love Tarot I received this week from the lovely Sonette. Thank you. You guys are so lovely to me. You do spoil me. Let's get a couple from the Iris Oracle as well. Okay, so as we said, divine feminine, it's happening. This is the Lemuria card, creating heaven on earth. Your hard work's paying off. I feel like you've really really been developing your spiritual practices. You've really been embracing the light, revealing your radiant light, really shining very, very brightly. This is a very, very strong energy that I'm getting today, and a real feeling of pride and just excitement and gratitude for where you're finding yourself. So for a lot of you watching this, you really are moving or have moved into surrender and acceptance. Please do comment down below if this resonates in that way for you, because it's so reassuring to the other divine feminines who are still stuck in that runner chaser dynamic, that pain cycle. It's very inspiring for them to receive that feedback that, you know, you can work through this, you can break through to the other side. For the divine masculine, you know, it says here, double mission, channeling, uplifting humanity. For me, this is a very twinny card, simply because it's called double mission. It says Pleiades, but again, this is a very galactic mission. But his commitment is being tested. And I really feel like he's beginning to embrace his own power. And when it says commitment is being tested, I really believe that Spirit is triggering him to not just awaken, that's been happening for a while, but I believe those signs, synchronicities, triggers, and, you know, communication from Spirit is really being intensified. And he's really being called to step into his power and to really embrace what is happening. Of course, he has free will, he can resist. But for many of them, you know, this is a first quarter moon, but all the blue in this, for me, the blue and purple represents integrating of spiritual truth. And of course, with this Pleiades double mission card, there's a lot of blue here. This is about expressing himself and that mission. So I do feel like he's, you know, really beginning to understand. For many of them, they're really beginning to open up spiritually. In terms of how you're each feeling with the connecting energies down the middle, we've got the cocoon here for the divine feminine, the Two of Wands. And this is about making a decision. You know, this isn't the indecision of the Two of Swords. This is a decision. It's a spiritual decision. You're ready to be reborn as a beautiful butterfly. That hard work, you're ready to step into this next phase. I'm absolutely blown away that the heron came up, because I did a reading for my beautiful friend Jodie at the Devic connection today, and we looked this card up because, of course, the Six of Wands is about spiritual victory, or it can be love, victory in romance, victory in anything, but wands are a very spiritual suit, and 6 is the number of love. So, you know, for me, this is a massive breakthrough for the divine feminine. And the heron, I'm going to read it to you from Dan's book, because it was so, so beautiful. I say his book because I've only got a PDF version at the moment because he's still writing it. But we looked it up together today, you know, wanting to know what the heron represents. And it really is a beautiful card. Bear with me. Here we go. Let's see if we can get to the right page. I mean, I think the thing I remember from reading this earlier is that the heron, you know, is the real star of the show. This isn't loading for some reason. It's graceful. It glides across the water. So, you know, it has real control of its own emotions. It really is a magnificent bird. It really reminds me of Temperance, this card as well, that perfect, graceful balance, perfect alchemy. So this is a beautiful lineup for the divine feminine. You know, this rebirth from the cocoon, that making that decision that you're ready to be reborn, you're ready to step forward and feeling confident that you're going to be victorious in doing so. You've also got romance here. And it says, lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. And actually, when you move into surrender and acceptance, that is exactly what it frees you up to do. Because you will no longer have fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of abandonment. So it liberates you to say what you want and to speak your truth. And let me tell you that speaking your truth really sets you free. What tends to happen, and I had this conversation with another twin friend of mine, it's something that's been quite relevant to both of us, is that when we speak our truth to our divine masculine, when we're authentic about our feelings, they may run temporarily, but when they come back, it really reaffirms and reassures you of their true feelings, even if they don't reciprocate or share them, because you don't spend time talking to someone that loves you or has a major crush on you or whatever it is, whichever way in which they interpret your truth. If you really didn't like someone, that kind of expression of feelings would really make you cringe, and you'd be inclined to avoid them if there was no reciprocation inside of you for those feelings. But when they return, and even though they may not verbally reciprocate or tell you how they feel, it's reassurance enough that they're still communicating with you and that they accept your feelings and keep going. So this is what surrender and acceptance brings you towards the opportunity to be more affectionate, more loving, more true to your feelings. So that's a beautiful one to come up. And of course, underneath it, we've got death of the deceitful. This is very powerful. And this is 7 and 6, which is, of course, 13, rounds up to 4. This is about balance. This is about speaking your truth as well. Death of the deceitful. It's the end of dishonesty. It's the end of 3D games. It's the end of holding back. And you can see she's got this beautiful expansion of light in her heart and exploding from her third eye. And she's releasing that which doesn't serve her. This actually makes me think of our lunar eclipse meditation last night, where we literally raised our hands to the moon and let go, released from our hands. And of course, death is about rebirth. So that is absolutely beautiful. Mind-blowing syncs here. For the Divine Masculine, we've got the 7 of Wands. And in this deck, it's called the Amulet. When you see this hand holding this sword of truth, which is really interesting given that it's a Wands card. I love this. He's holding the truth. He knows what he needs to do now. And he wants to defend this relationship. He wants to work hard for it. He wants to protect it. He's ready to come forward with truth. This is really powerful. And of course, amulets are about protection. So the 7 of Wands is the card of defense and protection. But I'm just mind blown by this sword of truth that's featured here. He's defending the truth now rather than denying it. That's really, really powerful. We've got the 4 of Cups in reverse, which is the dragon. And the 4 of Cups shows us that, he's releasing that kind of self-absorbed energy, the energy of just being so wrapped up in his own trauma, drama, feelings, conflicting thoughts and everything. He's ready to come out of his shell and release that energy to expand his awareness. And it says here, express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. So don't be surprised if he's coming forward with, some small gift of some kind to remind you how much he cares. Perhaps it's even an amulet. That would be mad. In this deck, he's actually presenting a pearl in a shell. So, pearls are really rare, beautiful, precious, and they represent water, which is emotion. So it may be a gift or an expression of love in the form of words, a poem, a romantic message or meme, or just something that is going to express to you how he feels. It may be light-hearted, so, don't be disappointed if it's not a grand gesture. It does say a small token of love to convey his great appreciation. And I feel like you've been so supportive of your Divine Masculine, so patient. So he really wants to show you how grateful he is. The connecting energy for you guys here is the song. And this is the 9 of Cups reversed. And we see this song thrush singing to the moon. And with the 9 of Cups reversed, it does show us still that this cycle hasn't closed out or completed. And I did say at the beginning, I saw this in the energies in the 2 cards I did on Insta today, that the purging and the healing that we've done during this lunar eclipse is going to take some time to integrate, at least until the moon moves into another sign, which I believe happens on the 19th when it moves into Pisces and Aquarius. So I feel like these energies of, nearing completion, self-satisfaction, fulfillment, wishes being sung, for want of a better word, it's nearing completion, but it's not quite there yet. Those energies still need to be transmuted and integrated. But, you know, the song to the moon and singing to the moon, and we've got the wolf down here singing to the moon as well. These are very powerful images given the current cycle that we're going through. And he, of course, here has got make it look like the night with more moon, more stars. And there's so much blue here. This is about truth integration. It's a number 8 card. And making it look like the night to a degree is about hiding. So he's very optimistic, he's trusting his intuition, but he's still keeping stuff under wraps. So even though he's going to come forward, there's so much blue on this side, he's not entirely ready to let everything go. Okay, he's still figuring out how to move forward, but he's definitely more optimistic. He's beginning to tap into his own intuition. In terms of what you need to move forward, Divine Feminine, this is a very powerful message because we've got the Page of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Cups upright. And based on what I was talking to you about in terms of speaking your truth, being more affectionate, and, you know, having the grace and confidence to do that, now you've released this fear of abandonment, rejection and loss, these cards are really asking you to make an offer. And with the Page of Cups, which is beautiful, by the way, this is the sunfish. You know, there's a progression from the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is more immature. The Page of Cups is about light-hearted, playful flirtiness, messages. Whereas the Knight of Cups is about offers. So, you know, it's saying you can move forward now to something not, you know, this isn't the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups. This is still, you know, fairly light-hearted, but it's definitely a bit more forward than the Page. So you're really being asked to let go, to release some of your truth and to make an offer of some kind, okay? And this doesn't have to be, you know, an offer of commitment or marriage or moving in. I don't mean that kind of offer. As I said, it's the Knight of Cups. And the wolf howling at the moon, trusting your instincts, trusting this moon energy to propel you forward. It's definitely about making offers, 100%. This is about coming forward with your truth, speaking your truth and making some kind of suggestion for progress. The Divine Masculine's got the Hermit, the snail. So you're being called to be patient whilst he fully integrates all of this new spiritual acceptance, because I feel like he's been in denial for a really long time and he needs that time to go within. The snail is about patience and also about stability and security, because they carry that on them. They carry their home on their backs. They can hide away at any time. And that's a powerful image for the Hermit, because of course the Hermit teaches us to go within, which is exactly what the snail does, and that by going within, that's our sanctuary, that's where we find our peace. So just be patient with your Divine Masculine. He is going to need some time, but this came up for him in our other collective reading, the bottle. It's reversed. Of course, the Ace of Wands is about embracing a beautiful new start, but you know, this is reversed, and I feel like with this Hermit energy, he's not quite ready to, you know, fully move forward with his spirituality. He's definitely still integrating it, he's bottling it up. But the connecting energy is the Orchid, the Emperor. And Dan actually commented on the post in which this card came out. Of course, the Emperor is the Divine Masculine card, and explained why he used the Orchid. The Empress is Rosemary in this deck, which is a very nurturing, very kind of fertile, just a lovely, gentle energy. The Orchid, of course, is all about perfect symmetry, balance, and I mean, it's just such a proud flower, isn't it? So, you know, very controlled, very symmetrical, very, you know, what's the word? I think controlled, which given that this is the Emperor. So trust that he is stepping into that energy. That is the connecting energy now. And an interesting thing to note about the twin flame journey, and for those of you that have moved into surrender and acceptance, you will really appreciate this. When you look at the Fool's journey in the tarot, the Fool is 0. Then we've got the Magician, which is realizing your power. Then we've got the High Priestess number 2, which is about fully stepping into your spiritual power. The Magician realizes his earthly power. He's got all the tools, but the High Priestess is connected to spirit. She's connected to her third eye, her higher mind, And then we have the Empress, which is creation. And of course, the Empress, the divine feminine, lights the path. She creates the journey forward for the twins. Once she's moved into surrender and acceptance and her Empress energy, control passes to the Emperor, the divine masculine. From there in on, the divine feminine is no longer in control. Yeah, the control moves to the Emperor, and the Emperor is about control. He then has to do his healing and move the journey forward. And of course, next we have the Hierophant, which is that complete spiritual integration. And then we have the Lovers. So, very powerful lineup in the tarot cards in reference to the twin flame journey. So I do see as well that this, in light of what I've just described, that for those of you that have moved into surrender and acceptance, you've now got to hand over the torch. You know, you've got to pass the baton, and you've got to be patient with this Hermit energy while he begins to integrate all of this truth and begins to move forward. So I really hope that helps part one. It was so lovely to read for you again today. Please do like, share and subscribe. Do comment down below. I always love to hear from you guys and find out what you thought of the readings. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can of course do that by going to my website, which is happytwins1111.com. If you would like to meet other twins on this journey, you can join my Facebook group, Happy Twins 1111 Networking, which is also linked in the description box below. And you can also find my Instagram on there, but it is Happy Twins 1111. So if you just search that on Insta, you will find me. Okay, part two. Let's see what we've got for you. So, as I said, we're looking at collective energies. By narrowing it down to a par, we're going to look at how each of you is feeling, thinking, what's going on between you since this lunar eclipse. What are the energies? And what do you need to do to move forward? Divine feminine, be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. Divine masculine, work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. We've got the Moon Child Tarot here, which is very apt. I love this deck. It's so pretty. So what... Oh, that was actually reversed. I'm going to leave it reversed. Strength in reverse. 9 of Wands. Temperance in reverse. The Chariot in reverse. 2 of Cups. And what do you need to do? Oh, to move forward. They turned over, so we're going to take them. I'm going to keep that one as well. That's 2 sixes that came out together. And hold on. Let me just plug my phone back in before it dies. Right, so let's get some more oracle cards out as well. Oh, blimey, I didn't get one for the connecting energies down there. Wow. So for part one, we had the Emperor. For this part, we've got the Emperor in reverse. That's mad. So many syncs in my readings today, guys. I did a couple of readings on Insta this morning for DM and DF energies. They're only mini readings, but go and have a look. Right, I'm going to put those back because we only need 2. Go and have a look because the syncs are just mind-blowing. And of course, we've had a lot of... The Emperor's been coming out in all my readings this week. This is a big, big time for the Divine Masculine. Huge. Absolutely huge. Let's get some Whispers of Love cards as well. Wow, this also came out for part one. Crazy. Crazy, crazy syncs. Both these cards came out in exactly the same place for part one. And even this card, do something for someone. It's very similar to the card that came out in the last pile. And that one came out. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Love these things. Okay. So, Divine Feminine, it says be bold and make the first move. And you're also being asked to slow down. To slow down and really, and the moon cycle on both of these moons, this cardinal moon is the same. I don't know if you can see here. But you're being asked to slow down and take your time so that you can really absorb these energies. So for some of you watching this is about having not given yourself this time and space during this eclipse season to actually do the work, to really fully integrate it. You need to make time for this. Get off the treadmill. Okay, you have to focus on this, but you're also being called to take some action. We'll get some more information as we read the other cards. Physical touch, a tender touch can mean so much. And I'm really guided to do, this is a number 11 card, by the way. When I tune into twin energy and I can see what stage you're at, one of the stages pertains to the sacral chakra, which is, of course, physical intimacy. And for many of you, whether it's because of a karmic situation, a big geographic distance between you, or, for some other reason, you've not completed this stage of the journey. But this stage of the journey triggers you both. Being physically intimate with your twin triggers you both in a very powerful way. So if you've not yet done that and you have an opportunity to, go for it, okay? Don't be thinking, oh, but he might not come back. I want commitment. I want something tangible first. They're always going to come back. They're your divine masculine. Because it really will deepen your connection and push you forward on the journey. And this is information I've had from my guides on more than one occasion. So that was really, this might be what this be bold and make the first move pertains to. But we've got strength in reverse for you here as well in terms of how you're feeling post-lunar eclipse. So, this was obviously a big release for you and you've just not regrouped and rebalanced yet. But, beautiful, powerful transformation is coming. Of course, we are moving towards Lionsgate as well. You really are stepping into your power. There's loads of butterflies here. And I had a butterfly come in today, really beautiful one. That's a reminder that there's powerful transformation happening. So don't be disconcerted if you're not quite feeling in your full power. Don't give up because this energy will unblock. But the 9 of Wands here, is showing us really how much stamina and endurance you have. And this lady is deep in meditation within her channel of light. She is ready to receive. She is ready to move forward. She is ready to make beautiful progress. And I'm really guided by these twin rainbows here. Okay, that are connected by this channel of light. So I feel like even though you're feeling somewhat off balance, you really are, you really are determined. You're determined to make this work, to move forward with grace and compassion. But you do need to give yourself that time to work on that. Don't deprive yourself of that time. You deserve it. Your happiness, your alignment, your health and spiritual well-being should be your priority. It's not selfish to create that time for yourself. You must do it. For the divine masculine, he's still working through some fears with this new moon in Scorpio. And of course, we know that Scorpio energy is very secretive. It's very mysterious. It can also be very dark. It's represented by Pluto, which is, of course, a very dark, low-down planet. So he's really buzzing with all of these kind of fearful triggers that have been forced to the surface, all these aspects of his shadow self, that have been brought to the surface with this lunar eclipse. But he knows now that he needs to answer this call. It says, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And his soul really is calling him as far as you're concerned. I feel like he's beginning to accept and understand what's happening between you, that there's something deeper going on here. And both of you are stepping into the light. It's time to reveal your radiant light to the world. For a lot of you, this could mean, real deep conversations about spirituality, and maybe even working together in a spiritual capacity. He is, however, feeling unbalanced. We've got temperance reversed here. This boils back down to a number 6. So I'm feeling unbalanced in matters of the heart. He's not he's not fully integrated. And she's got these 2 cups here, which are perfectly aligned with our heart chakra. You know, that is alignment. That's alignment with your heart space, with your higher self. But he's not quite there yet, but he is on his way. He's just not sure how to get there with this Chariot reverse as well. He's not sure how to move forward, but he certainly is planning on reaching out in some way just to get your attention. It says here, do something for someone, give your attention to another. He wants to get your attention, and he wants you to offer you some reassurance, even though it may not be, solid commitment or anything like that. He wants to offer you some reassurance of his feelings and intent. And the connecting energy here is the 2 of Cups. It's a very twinny card in this deck. You've got perfect symmetry with these 2 figures, perfectly aligned and facing one another and ready to journey together. So I do feel like both parties are really focused on one another right now, that this lunar eclipse has really triggered them to go within and recognize and identify the truth of this connection. And even though you're divine masculine, he may not have the words to articulate it. He may not understand it's a twin flame connection, but he's certainly beginning to understand the depth of the soul connection between you. In terms of what you need to do for move forward, we've got a lot of 6s here. We've also got dependency for the divine feminine and death of the deceitful. So for the divine masculine, with this death of deceitful, this came out in pile 1. And actually, we did do this in our lunar eclipse meditation last night. We released what didn't serve us from our hands towards the moon, which is exactly what's happening in this card. Her heart space is lit up, her third eye is lit up, and she's releasing, deceit, dishonesty. He is, but it's a woman in this card. But he's beginning to release that which doesn't serve him, so that he can come forward with truth. He's ready to let his guard down. He's ready to speak his truth. So you might find that this doing something for someone could involve some kind of revelation. And this is also a number 13 card, which boils back down to 4, the number of stability, balance. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's not so much that he's been lying to you, but he may have been holding back some truth that, that really he perhaps should have told you. So I feel like him coming forward with that and releasing this and really tapping into his higher intuition is going to help him release that fear. It's going to help him feel much more balanced and stable within this connection. Dependency, divine feminine. This is what you're releasing during this lunar eclipse, and you have to let it go. You really have to. And I feel like, in terms of how to move forward, you've got the 6 of Pentacles in reverse here. I'm really guided to say that your boundaries are just too firm. Yeah, I know it has to be about equal give and take and reciprocation and everything, but remember that you've got to understand the difference between conditional love and unconditional love. Unconditional love has no expectations, demands, or conditions. It just is, no matter what. That's why it's called unconditional. And your boundaries, you've got to be careful that boundaries aren't barriers. And the reason we step back into this mode of I'm not calling him, I'm not communicating with him, I'm not doing this with him, I'm never speaking to him again, because they, whatever it is they've done, they've not given us what we believe we deserve and need. And that's dependency. When someone has the power to hurt you with the absence of their love, or the kind of approval and communication, commitment and actions that you're expecting. That's conditional love. That's dependency. So this is what you're being called to release, and you've got to allow that Tower moment. For many of you, you've not given yourself this time to fully embrace these lunar eclipse energies. You've probably not been meditating properly through this. You've not been giving yourself time to release this pain, and this is why, even though you're determined, you want to move forward with this 9 of Wands energy, this is why it's strength reverse, because you're not quite there yet. You've got to allow this Tower moment. You've got to confront your fears and trust that when it all crumbles into the ocean, that you can rebuild from a much stronger place, laying much firmer foundations. There's a lot of blue on this side, a lot of blue and purple, which of course is about integrating spiritual truth and the spiritual truth of the twin journey. This is a number 16 as well. which adds up to 7, and this is also a number 61 adding up to 7. So this Tower moment pertaining to dependency. You know, if you don't release dependency on your own, Spirit will create the circumstances with which it has to happen. And, you know, this has happened to me where they drag you to this path kicking and screaming. You can resist those triggers and resist them, but they'll get bigger and bigger every time. So I really feel like, you know, this avoidance of the work that needs to be done associated with attachment, codependency, is about to explode. Spirit's, you know, because it wants you to move forward, it needs you to progress. The higher priority of Spirit is that you come into union. You know, it's not that you have a comfortable, easy ride. And if you've been trying to kind of keep your head above water and not confront those triggers, then, you know, this is coming. So get in there first, you know, deepen your spiritual practices, deepen your meditative practices, and, you know, start going within and doing that work. The Divine Masculine, we've got the 3 of Cups reversed, and I'm really, really guided that he's closing out karmic third-party cycles. For those of you that don't have a DM in a karmic situation, you know, this could actually be about, you know, just allowing fulfillment and allowing joy, and the guidance here would be, don't block that, you know, trust. And there's a big body of water in this, leading to this beautiful pink sky and full moon, which is trusting in your spiritual intuition. So for many of you, though, this is definitely about closing out karmic cycles, and this is why we've got this Temperance card in reverse. He's not quite found the balance to come into full union yet. He knows what he wants, but he's not quite there. We've also got 2 6s. One's in reverse. We've got the 6 of Cups upright, and we've got the 6 of Wands in reverse. And for these to come out in terms of what he needs to do, you know, 6 of Cups is really, for me, a very twinny card. This is past life connections, nostalgic soul connections, soulmates, but it's also just a deep, beautiful, perfect love. And 6 is the number of love. Of course, this correlates directly with the Lover's number 6. And I really feel like he is stable and comfortable in this knowing now, you know, but he does have broader perspective. He can observe this. But, you know, underneath the Chariot and Temperance, all of these reversals, he's not 100% confident that he can be victorious in this. There's still fear there. He's still working through that fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of being honest and truthful. And the connecting energy here is the Emperor in reverse, okay, which is about both parties needing to release control and trust in divine timing. You don't decide how this journey moves forward. Yeah, you each have to do your bit and you each have free will, but the divine decides. And until you've done your work, he's not going to be able to step into his Emperor power. But right now, you're both being asked to release control, to trust in divine timing, to be patient, to do your bit, yeah, to do your releasing, to do your purging. So I really hope that helped. Thank you so much, Pile 2. If you would like, please do like, share and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow. Helps me reach more of you lovely divine feminines. So hit the little bell button as well so that you get the notification of when I post. If you would like a private reading for me, you can visit my website at www.happytwins1111.com. If you would like to meet more twins on this journey and get that support, you can go to my Facebook group, Happy Twins 1111 Networking. There's a link down below. And if you would like to follow me on Insta, I do post little mini readings there. You can also find that link down below, but it's Happy Twins 1111. So see you guys soon, and thank you so much. Pile 3, what are these cards? We're going to keep them. Okay, let's get some Moon Oracle cards first. I'm really loving this deck at the moment at these very moony times. God, I hope I hit record. I've just got a horrible feeling I didn't. I did. And you know what? I've just looked and it was like 4411. Isn't that crazy? I love those things, number things. Right. You are good enough, Divine Feminine, full moon in Virgo. Look at the bigger picture, Divine Masculine, full moon in Sagittarius. So we're going to look at how you're each feeling, what the energy is between you since this lunar eclipse, and how do you need to move forward. So many syncs in these cards today. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So cool. Lots of blocked energies though. Lots and lots of reversals here. But lots of similar cards coming up for all piles. Syncs in all of them so far. Quite powerful. Let's get some oracle cards as well. Dreams. That starseed card has been coming up a lot for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Okay, part 3. So, be prepared for some half-truths, hard truths, divine feminine. I do get a lot of downvotes sometimes when I give you the hard truths, and I know it's because it's triggering you and you don't want to hear it, but it doesn't serve you for me to not be direct and honest about this, because you are good enough. Okay, this is heart chakra energy. This is a big green full moon in Virgo, and of course Virgo is an absolute perfectionist. And so they really give themselves a very hard time. If you're a Virgo, you know, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You put a tremendous amount of pressure on yourself for everything to be perfect, and when it's not, you really beat yourself up. So this Virgo energy is about, you know, not feeling good enough, and this card is reminding you that you are, but you're really, really not feeling it right now. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? You really need to step up and start working on your inner wounds. You are good enough. You need to start believing it, because the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, both of these cards are about being grounded and abundant in your earthly affairs. You know, in fact, in this card you can see the roots of the Nine of Pentacles. This flower's blooming and deeply grounded. And, you know, the Queen of Pentacles really is the Queen of Abundance. She's the traditional housewife, the homemaker, the creator. You know, she's holding on to abundance. She knows what she's doing. So I really feel like with these energies being blocked, you've really been rocked quite hard by these lunar eclipse energies. And it's, you know, I'm feeling that the divine masculine with this boundaries card here, and probably some kind of karmic three-way situation going on. You've just been triggered very hard by this lunar eclipse energy. And you need to remember what lights you up. We've got starseed here. And, you know, of course, if you're a starseed, you hail from other, not other lands, but other galaxies. And you can see here that she's looking across this vast ocean into space, where we've got Saturn, these beautiful planets, and, you know, Milky Way in the distance. Lots of blues, which of course is about truth. Green, it's about the heart space, and all the pink and purple references spirit. So you need to remember what lights you up and helps you feel good, and chances are that, like part 2, you've just not been making time for this to happen. So if you've not been committing yourself to this journey, to your own healing, and you're not feeling good enough, you know, you are going to struggle through these lunar cycles, because you're being pushed to release all those shadows, to bring them to surface and purge. And if you're not giving yourself the time and space to do that, you're going to find the energy's really tough, because there's resistance there. You're not letting it go. And with the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, you're really not feeling grounded or abundant or capable. You're really beating yourself up right now. So you need to just slow down. Give yourself that time. Remember that spirit lights you up by embracing the light within you and releasing your shadows, you're going to light up. You're going to feel so much better. And it says here that actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. Express your love for self through actions. We see this lady here taking a ride on this green bird. Green represents heart, and she's flying through this dark blue sky and this ocean. And the bird clutches this little, I believe that's mistletoe, which of course is a gesture of love. So this is about self-love and really integrating that truth that you have to love yourself before you can move forward in this journey. You can't move forward without that part. You can't skip that part. That's not how it works. And this is the number 4 and 9, which boils down to 4. You know, this is about rebalancing, getting your stability back, getting that security back, unblocking these energies so that you're that beautiful, abundant, stable, secure, confident Queen of Pentacles, deeply grounded and satisfied with your achievements. You're not feeling that right now, but you're keeping yourself stuck by forgetting what lights you up. You need to go back to basics. You need to start that healing if you've not already begun, and if you've not been consistent with it, you need to deepen that practice, or you're gonna suffer. You're gonna find these purges really, really hard. They're hard even when you have healed, but to the unhealed, they're even more brutal. Your divine masculine is looking at the bigger picture, and we've got all this pink energy here, which of course is spiritual, it's divine. He really is beginning to understand the bigger picture, but chances are he is running. I feel from the lineup here, he's probably not in communication. If he is, it's going to be very, should we say, very formal, very, non-committal, and very sketchy. He's put this boundary up. He may have described this boundary to you. This could be a, we're just friends energy. But he's definitely, you can see this lady pushing her arms out. He's pushing you away. But he has got this higher perspective, and he is looking at the bigger picture. So you've just got to be patient with him, because, with this Ace of Wands energy reversed, he's just not ready to embrace that truth. He's looking at that. And again, we've got all this pink and purple here, this spiritual energy, this spiritual downloads, divine downloads, and of grasping that spiritual truth. He's just not quite ready to do that yet. He's still looking, he's still understanding, he's still trying to integrate it. And with this 9 of Cups reverse, he's just not feeling balanced. He's not feeling optimistic. He's not feeling worth the effort. He's not feeling deserving of this kind of love. But this spiritual stuff is a new love. This card is about embracing opportunities for spiritual growth. And we see this person here reaching up to catch these shooting stars. I do feel like he may not be fully awakened, but he is opening up to the divine. He's fascinated, he's intrigued, he wants to know more. He's embracing these opportunities for his own spiritual growth. And this is a 2-6, which adds up to number 8, the number of infinity. He's not learning anything new, really. He's integrating his soul's history and truth, because he's always been a beautiful old soul and a spiritual being. So you just need to be patient with him right now. In terms of how you need to move forward, we've got service here. And this is also a number 4 for you. And acts of service, this is about moving into your light work. What lights you up? How can you support this community or the spiritual community in general? There are 5, 6, 7, 8 stars here. 8 is the number of infinity. This is something you've been training for lifetimes. Trust that you're ready, because service is going to help you. You learn by teaching. You receive more when you give. So it really is time for you to focus your attention on your spirituality. And I do feel that by working in these realms, it's going to force you to work and heal self. Because if you're doing spiritual work, you have to ground and protect and meditate and explore your own spiritual leanings, so that you're, in a healthy, strong, grounded place to be able to support and be in service to others. Your divine masculine is being triggered, and this is a number 10 card, to take the leap. We've got Rainbow Bridge. Rainbow represents hope, and you can just see here that he's just tentatively ready to take that leap of faith, but he's not quite there yet. But this is a number 10 card. This is about completion. So trust that he is on his way. In terms of what you need to do to move forward, we've got the Lovers in reverse here, but this is a very twinny. You've got the 2 wolves. It's a very twinny card. It doesn't matter which way you turn this card up. Yeah, you've got the same image. And so I really feel like for you, this is a really powerful message. You've got to choose this journey. It's not going away. Whether you reject it or accept it, it's there. You can't get off this train, okay? The sooner you choose it, the sooner you heal, the sooner you embrace spirit, because this card is also reversed, the Hierophant. As soon as you embrace spirit, look, you get access to all of this beautiful rhapsody of colour, which is blue and green, heart space, integrating truth, and that purple and pink of spirit. You know, this is about understanding real love, real truth, and that your connection to spirit, that it's there to support you. And the rest of this card is black and white. The light is up here. You've just got to reach for it. Both of these cards are reversed. As I said, some hard truths here. You're kind of wavering on this journey. I feel like you, intellectually, you understand it. Deep down, you believe it. But it's been so painful for you recently that you've just kind of started to doubt. You've started to think it's never going to go anywhere. You started to think, you know, could I release this? Could I meet someone else? Do I have to be on this journey? That's okay. We all feel that way sometimes. But you want to be in this Empress energy, which is the connecting energy. This is a time of creation for you too. You know, and this is a beautiful card with the green, the bumblebee, you know, which is also a symbol of rebirth, and all of that lovely orange, pink, yellow. You know, this is triggering, it's triggering you in a sacral, in a passionate, spiritual way. And that's the connecting energy between you. It's reminding you that the Empress does the work. She creates the way forward. She's got to do her bit so that both of you can come together and complete the cycle. So you really are being called. And again, we've got these same colours mirrored here. Orange, yellow, pink. Yeah, yellow, the triggering colour of the solar plexus, pink for spirit, and orange, that sacral, sexy, passionate colour of your sacral chakra. You've got to get on board this journey. You've got to start working. Start working in your light work. It will help you stay focused. You've been dithering for too long. You've also got here the Nine of Wands energy. You know, your divine masculine isn't giving up. It may look like it because he's pushed you away. But again, you know, look at all these red, pink, spiritual colours. But he's anxious. He's not giving up, but he is anxious. He's anxious about the spiritual stuff. He's still finding his feet with it. And he's still healing with this Three of Swords energy. And we've got all this green to represent the heart, and it's bleeding with pink. You know, this is spirit. Pierce the heart, release the spirit. That's why we hurt when we're triggered. The triggers serve us. As I said, it draws your shadow self to the surface so that it can be healed and transmuted to allow more space for light. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. This is the connecting energy. He really is waking up. You're being reached to as well, and you're not listening. You're not doing the work. But for your divine masculine, he's healing. You just need to be patient with him. He's thinking about taking that step. He is embracing spirituality. He's beginning to explore it, but he's just a little bit afraid. And he's pushed you away just to create some space for himself so he can figure things out. The connecting energy here of King of Swords. And in terms of what you need to do, you know, for me, this is really about releasing your rational, logical perspective on this matter and not letting go of any major truths at this stage. You know, you've got to be really mindful of how you're communicating. You've got to be affectionate, kind, warm, loving, empressy. You know, you've got to let go of all these rational 3D ideas about what relationships look like, because I feel like with him putting up these boundaries, you're furious with him right now. You know, I'm not going to speak to him again. Who does he think he is to treat me like this? This isn't the kind of relationship I want. I deserve better, which is right. You are good enough. But, you know, remember that everything in divine timing, just because he's not giving you what you want right now, doesn't mean he's not going to. It just means he needs to give himself what he needs and wants first. And you have to heal first and move into this empressy energy before the two of you can come together. So I really hope that helped pile 3. Oh, this is lovely. Nice energies today, guys. I'm so excited. I love this eclipse season. It's brilliant. Okay. So, please like, share, subscribe. Comment down below if you would like to get a private reading from me. You can find that information on my website, happytwins1111.com. You can find information about my Instagram, where I post mini readings, and Facebook down below also. Okay, this is my very first tarot deck. I've had it for 20 years. My friend Shell, who has now passed away, she's just popped in to say hello, Twinkle. That was her nickname for me. She was such a lovely soul, a very talented and powerful witch, Scorpio lady. You know they're crazy and strong. So she bought me these, and up until 3 or 4 years ago, it was the only deck I ever really used. Now, as you can see, I'm a tarot deck ho, and I have so many. I love them, but these are still very dear to me. So, pile 4. In fact, how random, I've put obsidian on top of that, and one of her handles, online handles, was Obsidiana. So that was quite unintentional, as a little nod to you, Shell. Right, let's get a Moonology Oracle card as the significator for the Divine Feminine. Believe in the impossible, Blue Moon, and the Divine Masculine. Do not let your past hold you back. So we're looking at how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's going on between you, what the connecting energy is since this lunar eclipse last night. What do you need to know to move forward? So we've got Queen of Wands. Wow, we've got King of Wands in reverse. We've got 5 of Pentacles in reverse. We've got 10 of Cups in reverse. We've got the 6 of Swords upright. Let's get some more. What do you need to do to move forward? Wow, 2 5s for the Divine Masculine. This is powerful stuff. This came up in one of the other piles. We're getting Saturn. Oh my God. They literally came up the other way around. It's mad how many card syncs we've had today in these piles. Absolutely crazy. Love it. Love this journey. It's so magical. Wow. We've also had that one. Light. Crazy, crazy. Treasure your loved ones. Act as if your partner is here. We're going to get something from Nari Oracle as well. Okay, Divine Feminine. Okay, so I feel like I'm getting a strong separation energy from this spread. So I feel like for you, Divine Feminine, this Believe in the Impossible card, there may have been a very long separation between you two, but this is a blue card. This is the truth, okay? This is a blue moon card. We've had a blue moon this year. You know, that old saying, once in a blue moon, they don't come around very often. It's been a very powerful year. But you have to trust. Trust in the truth, believe in the impossible, because whilst there may have been a long separation, this card in particular stands out for me, that he's acting as though you are there. You know, whether you're with him or not, he's acting as if you're with him and he's considering you. So I do think this guy has, despite this long separation, certainly in recent times, you are really on his mind. He's rejecting other partners, he's rejecting other women, dates, he's focused on you. But he needs this time on his own. You've got to trust, you know, and you do have a double mission with him. You've got to trust and believe in that. It's about channeling and uplifting humanity. This is the Pleiades card. You have to trust. You've got to step into that, because look, the connecting energy here is light. It's time to reveal your radiant light to the world. But he is being held back by his past. Okay, and this is heartbreak. And this might not just be from this lifetime. This could be from past lives. But he's still processing, you know, some kind of relationship trauma. This not necessarily just romantic relationships. This could be familial relationships or, you know, friendships even. But Divine Feminine, you know, you are in this beautiful fiery Queen of Wands energy, but I feel like you're, you know, without your king, you're not quite feeling as abundant and strong as you could be. You're very focused on his absence. You're very focused on lack. But when you're in this Queen of Wands energy, you should be manifesting. Wands is rapid power, fire, creativity, enthusiasm, drive, powerful manifestation. Look at the bloom she's wearing. She knows how to get what she wants. But the moment this frustration in not being able to get her divine masculine, I feel, is really frustrating you. You need to trust and believe. I know it seems impossible, but it's not. It says here as well, treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. So, you need to start counting your blessings. There's a droplet of water here with a whole world in it. And that reminds us that our world is not built from sticks, stones, bricks. It's not houses, it's not cars, it's not our jobs. It's the beautiful joy of love and emotion that surrounds us. So if you've been, going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and this is the number 10, and we've got 10 over here as well. If you've been going at 1,000,000 miles an hour and not quite embracing all of your loving blessings that you already have, this is a real call to slow down. For your divine masculine, with this past holding him back, it's no surprise. We've got the 5 of Pentacles reversed here, which is about being left out in the cold. This is a card of anxiety, of not being able to get into where you want to be, the feeling of being rejected. And he's still releasing that post this lunar eclipse energy. It's triggered him really hard. It is holding him back. It's holding him back from this 10 of Cups joy and glory, but he wants it. He's just not ready for it, which is why it's showing up reversed. But, don't be deceived by this idea that he's running around shagging everything in sight. He really isn't. This is also a number 10 card. He's very focused on you, and it does say here, act as if they're with you always and consider them. This is the energy he's in. This beautiful transformation. He knows what he's working towards. He's just healing. He's figuring his way forward. And this is a time of transition, which of course, given the lunar eclipse, makes absolute sense. It's a time of moving to calmer waters of hope, optimism, and change. So you've got to trust. You've got to trust in this transitional period. You've got to let this moon work its magic. And we've got another, oh man, the 8-8 portal. It's very exciting, but we've got big lunar shifts coming, and you just have to allow it all to integrate and move in its own divine timing. Make that decision to move forward. You've got 2 of Wands here. That's about choosing and being confident. And you've got the Chariot, which is number 7. This is a divine number. And, you've got this butterfly. This is charging towards change with real drive, with real enthusiasm, with real discipline, diligence. And, it's really a very goal-oriented card. You're being asked to make this decision to stick with this journey and stop focusing on your lack. Focus on what you already have. There's so much love around you. Mysterious Mother, number 4, the card of balance. She's hidden, but it's because she's focused on optimism, the pink and purple, and she's got this purple hands grasping a blue heart in the heart space. The truth of your intuition, the truth of spirit. That's this cycle that's moving, that you just need to grasp it. You need to trust. For your divine masculine, again, we've got another 5. This is the card of regret, disappointment, heartache. You can see how rejected this man looks in the background with this lady just fanning herself all casually, and these broken hearts, and him looking very forlorn. And, he really is still healing. He's releasing anxiety, though. This is the 9 of Pentacles. We see him progressing and moving forward and allowing that anxiety to dissipate. This is a 9 under a 10. And it says here, your dreams are closer than you think, and he's trusting in that. But he's taking a break from you, from relationships, because he's healing. He's figuring out how to come forward, how to make the best things. There isn't going to be any communication, and it's not advised with this Page of Hearts in reverse. This is saying avoid the messages. You don't need them right now. Both of you need to do your own work. You need to charge towards spirit, divine feminine. You need to make that decision and stick with it. There's a big pattern here in the last few paths of divine feminines not fully embracing their healing path. And it's because of this lack of faith. You know, but you've got to trust that you have a mission. And with this channeling and uplifting humanity, for a lot of you, you're natural mediums. You can do this work. You know, SRT, these twin flame connection checks, I'm going to be teaching this stuff. It could well be that this is what you're meant to be doing as part of your higher mission. And that double mission is going to include your twin. So you just need to give him time. You need to be patient. You need to charge forward regardless. You know, you need to move forward in this journey and choose it. And trust that it's all going to move in the right direction in divine timing. I know patience has been a really relevant theme. I'm going to pull another one for you actually. But patience has been a really relevant theme for the divine feminine. It's coming out left, right and centre. Be patient, trust in divine timing. And it really is a big thing right now. Oh my God, look at that. Trust the niggle. What is this niggling feeling trying to tell you? And you've got a lady here crossing her hands over her solar plexus with two twins behind her. One twin has their eyes open and the third eye open. One twin doesn't. Isn't that powerful? Look at that card. All these clouds in the background. And it's distant, isn't it? She's in colour. She's looking down. She's defensive. She's crossing her arms over her power centre, the solar plexus. So, you know, I feel like you've been triggered by this lunar eclipse and you're not trusting what's coming up. You're afraid of releasing it. But you have to trust that to light up this twin journey, to bring colour and real life to it, you've got to heal. You've got to release what doesn't serve you. So, you know, this lack of faith has probably drawn you away from this path. This focus on lack has drawn you away from this path. It's time to get back on it with very diligent, determined focus, trust. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? You know, that niggle is a trigger, I'm sure of it. This is some kind of pain or discomfort. You might be feeling it in your solar plexus or in your heart space. And it's calling you within. It's calling you to heal. So I really hope that helped Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notifications and updates. And if you would like to get a personal reading from me, you can do that by visiting happytwins1111.com. If you'd like to join my Facebook group so you can meet other twins on this journey, you can do that on Facebook, Happy Twins 1111 Networking. There's a link down below. You'll also find a link there to my Instagram where I post little readings, little mini readings for you guys just to keep you updated. So thank you so much. It's always a joy. Lots of love and I will see you soon.